What is up, y'all? It's your girl Kayla, and we are back with yet another video. And y'all already know this is a long-awaited video. If you've been following my channel for a while, or if you've just been following since last week, you know that today is the end of week 1 for my 2-week wait to find out if I'm pregnant. Y'all, I am so excited, so nervous. So much went on to get to this point. But before we even get into that, though, because we will, I do want to pause and just say thank you to every single one of you guys who have watched my videos, who subscribed, who interacted with them. Whether you are new here or returning, I want to say thank you and welcome. I appreciate every single one of y'all. Yeah, and that's it. Lord, I have waited for this moment for so long that on one hand I'm in disbelief and I kind of feel like I'm somewhat in limbo, and I'm excited. So much has gone on to get to this point, and it's crazy. So first off, because I know I talked about it, just getting to this point was crazy. Like I told y'all in last week, but in last week's video, but this week I'm telling you, it was so insane. So much has gone on. If you guys have been following me, you know, originally I was looking to do my IUI in October, but because I'm also in graduate school and I'm in my last year of graduate school, I knew that things would be wrapping up with the graduate school and my licensure, ethics, my ethics exam, licensure, all that stuff would start happening that month that I'd be due if October's IUI was successful. And as much as I wanted to do it, as much as I hated to wait, I knew that should October be successful, I really would have put myself in a situation where I'd be stressed out, not for no reason, but you know, when it could have been avoided. So we held off. I held off. And then November came. November, I had a cyst and it did not clear up in time. I ended up ovulating late on top of that. So I was like, forget it. We're just not gonna do it this month. I was really bummed about it, but it is what it is. October came and my donor was out of vials, not October, December came. My donor was out of vials, but then we found out that he had given more sperm, so he would have new vials available, and they wouldn't be in time for my December one. But by then, I was just kind of done pressing myself and like beating myself up about it. And then now January has come. Now we're in February, but January came and I still wasn't beating up myself about it. I was trying, but we would see. And everything just kind of landed so perfectly to get my files. They were ready, get everything taken care of. But we ran into yet another issue. So first issue was my sperm bank is not open on the weekends. So I had to pick up my vial on Friday in hopes that I would be ovulating Sunday or by Tuesday, because I was, you know, historically speaking, I would ovulate 10 days after my period or 13 days after my period. So we were kind of playing with playing with it there. Um, on my way to pick up my sperm, because things are so crazy and the names are so freaking similar, I went to the wrong sperm bank once, and then I went to yet another location, thinking, okay, this is finally it. I'm there, and both times they're saying, we don't have your vials, you don't have an appointment. Like, what are you talking about? Oh my gosh, like, this is horrible. I'm so sorry. The second one, they're like, we see you in our system, but you don't have an appointment. Like, we don't have your vial here. What are you talking about? And finally, like after my nerves were just raw, and I was trying to stay optimistic, but my nerves were raw. They found out. She finally asked me. She's like, "Are you doing an insemination here, or are you doing a home insemination?" I was like, "It's for a home insemination." She's like, "Oh, you're at our other location that's like freaking almost half an hour away." So she gave me that address and I went, and it was not what I was expecting. Like, when you go to these freaking high tech places that, like, I wish I knew how to put a picture in, but I can't because I don't know how to work my software. I'm trying, you guys, but I'm not tech savvy at all. Um, but you go to these glass buildings that are so futuristic looking. You can see within these like secure, looks like bulletproof glass walls. There's these ginormous cryo tanks that they're always tinkering with. Like, I think they were installing a new one because they were setting things up with a new one in the corner, and it was just like, are you what? So when you go there and you're like, okay, now I see why they charge so much for sperm. To the place where I picked mine up, same company, but the building was old. And when I tell you old, like, I'm talking about 90s law movie Matlock kind of architecture, inside design type of vibes, like wood paneling type of old. Lord, I was just like, you know what, forget it. This is my third location. This is my third try. I didn't have it in me. The bougie in me was just like, whatever, you know? So I found the place. I go inside and I see that with the office space that they have, they've made it look gorgeous. So that was a plus. But I was just kind of raw and I wanted to cry a bit. It was raining. Um, it was a lot. It was a lot. I had just done a report at work for CWS. Like, it was so much. It was such a hectic day. And I darn near almost burst into tears, but I didn't this time. Because when I walked in, the sweet lady that I had been working with, before I could even ask if I was finally in the right place, she's like, "Are you Kayla?" I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "I've been looking for you," and I'm just like, "I've been looking for you too." Like, this, and I told her, I was like, "This is my third billing, and so much has happened. Like, I was an hour late to my appointment to pick it up, and I wasn't sure how that would affect everything because I'd gone to the wrong spot." And she's like, "Oh my gosh, like, that is so insane. But like, we have your stuff here." So then y'all already know, the guy who had my cryo tank, you know, he walked me through everything. He gave me instructions, and we are all good from there. So yeah, I still continue to. After that, I went home. I continued to track my ovulation. If you don't know, I've been tracking my ovulation. I use the Flow app, which has been very, very accurate from the jump, except after I got my acupuncture and she reset my hormones. Ever since then, my body has been irregular. So that's why instead of ovulating on day 10 after my period ended, like clockwork, like I did for months, I started ovulating 3 or 4 days late. So that happened, and so I got kind of nervous because the weekend was happening. I had my basal body temperature, or BBT, drop on like Thursday or Friday, something like that. But my mucus, my ovulation test, like everything else in my body was saying, we're not ovulating yet. So it was very, very, it felt like a game of Russian roulette. Whereas in every month before, no matter what, when my temperature dropped, even if it was late, if my temperature dropped, I knew that I was gonna ovulate. My test was coming back positive. My mucus was there. Like everything was lining up to say all of the things that we're doing are correct. And none of that happened. Um, so we had enough ice in the cryo tank for 5 days. By Monday, I still did not get a positive test. Tuesday, I got a very faint positive. Like, it was like, all right, this is the start of ovulation. Because Tuesday was the last day that I had dry ice and they did not answer my phone calls until it was less than an hour until they closed. And it was not enough time for me to get from the town I was in because I was busy doing some things from work, even though not my like practicum or job, but my company, I was busy doing things for work and I had less than an hour to get all the way home and then drive the 20 minutes to get to the place. I wasn't gonna make it in time. So I was like, forget it. Since I'm not gonna make it in time, like I think I was gonna make it home like maybe a few minutes before they closed. So I just prayed and I was like, let me just take this test. And it said that my LH surge started. So I was like, all right, cool. My temperature had not changed yet. It was still low, but it wasn't like, it was different. Usually, if you're taking your basal body temperature, you know that you're going to have like a set area numbers. You know, it's gonna be like 98 point something the whole time, and then I'm giving an example based off of my numbers, and then mine will drop to like 97.27, and because it's to the decimal, whatever, it looks drastic. It goes from here to here for 1 day, and then it skyrockets up to here when you're ovulating. My temperature did not change. So I really just had to go based off of the ovulation test. Mucus wasn't there, like, so I had to go based off of my flow app and my ovulation test and just pray about it. So I inseminated and pray for the best. Kept the tank so I could do the video that you guys saw last week, and they charged me, I think, $25 per day, but for some reason they didn't charge me extra. They only just charged me like 25 bucks, even though I kept it like 2 or 3 extra days. I returned it on Thursday. Yeah, so 2 days, maybe, yeah, 2 days. So they only charged me 25 bucks. And I still had some ice left over, but not enough for me to say that the vial would have been like secure to last, y'all. So please do not play Russian roulette. If they say that they only packed enough ice for 5 days, stick with those 5 days. Because if you do go past it, the ice is so low, it's no guarantee that your vial is going to be safe. So yeah, we did that, or I did that. If you don't know, sperm can stay alive in your vagina or in your cervix, whatever you want to call it, for up to 5 days. So I was really just praying that it was enough to work. I began cramping that night, and I have been cramping ever since. So we're in the end of week 1, and I'm still cramping. So hopefully that's a good sign. I'm just trying to think of like what other things are going on. I'm trying not to read into signs, but because the people around me that I love me so much and are excited for me, they're asking how I'm doing, and every little symptom that I say, they're like, let me Google it. The first thing's popping up is pregnancy. Oh my gosh. And it's just like, ah! I hope that makes sense, but it's been great. It's been wild. And the love and support that I've been getting has been wonderful. Only one person has been supportive of everything, but that's fine. I knew that a lot of people would not be supportive of me trying to conceive and all this other stuff. So for one person out of my whole camp to be funny and just not like that what I'm doing, um, I still count it a blessing because it really could be I only have one person in my camp that's supporting me, not the other way around, you know? So I'm not really tripping off of it. Right now, what I am doing is just trying to stay sane. I thought I was going to be one of those people that are like, oh, I don't have to test. I'm not feeling crazy about it, blah, blah, blah. I will say this, and Stork Academy said it the best. If you want to test early, test early. Do not drive yourself insane wanting to test early and not doing it. Me, I have like 10 pregnancy tests just from all the months that I've been tracking my ovulation and the pregnancy test that they required me to get for my hysterosalpingogram, and then they're like, well, you don't actually need it, you know? So I had 10 tests and I've used a few of them. It's fine. They come back negative because it's way too early, but when somebody asks, hey, like, did you get a positive test? I'm like, you know what? No, but it's the first thing in the morning. I'm just in your test. Let me check. Nope, I did get one that was a very, very faint line, but I haven't gotten another positive since. So I'm not really reading too much into it, and I'm not reading too much into the negatives either. So it is what it is. Like, I've taken two tests now, and what you gonna do? So at this point in time, we're just still praying and waiting and hoping and manifesting that I will be pregnant and my test will come back positive next week. And that's it, you know? I don't want to say if not, we have a plan B, but we do. So I keep saying we as if it's not just as if I have other people here with me. I guess I say we as in my village, but really it's me that's paying for all this, doing all this, the one carrying this. So it's me. But I don't know. It's something about this channel and the people in my lives that just really start to make me feel less alone. So I'm loving it, y'all. I am currently 8 days past ovulation. So we have a few days left. I'm actually counting from ovulation and not the day I inseminated because, again, it doesn't happen the day that you inseminate unless you inseminate the exact day that you ovulated. And I inseminated the day before. So we're still trying, we're still waiting, and y'all just continue to pray for me, send me good vibes, whatever it is that you prefer to do, so that we have a positive next week. And yeah, I will see y'all next